Good day, everyone, and welcome to our executive and conversation session. And we are very excited and most pleased to have Shena Tharnish, the Comcast VP of Cybersecurity Product Management, joining us today. So Shena, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Ron. Thank you. How are you?
Well, not too bad. We're bearing up with winter, and this is actually stimulating our conversation because I know the folks out there are very interested in what Comcast is doing in terms of security. In fact, I think it would be a great idea to kick off our conversation on how you would characterize networking security landscape today, and the types of security-related conversations you're having with the customers.
Yeah, absolutely. I would characterize the cybersecurity landscape as sprawling and ever evolving. And the conversations that we've had with customers the past year have largely been around, this change to working from anywhere and the risks associated with phishing and malware, ransomware in that scenario. Also, a lot of school districts, we've talked about DDoS attacks, that are impacting distance learning. But in all cases, businesses of all sizes and all verticals are being impacted by this new normal.
That makes sense. In fact, from what I've seen, certainly, the distance learning has been a major issue, and that is including security on collaboration platforms such as Zoom. In fact, we've seen terms like Zoom bombing enter our lexicon, and who knew entering to 2020, a phrase such as that would become mainstream. And so, how is Comcast, handling this new explosion of work from home demand?
I'd say, we're helping customers with this evolving, work from home or work from anywhere by developing options for them, anywhere from providing a business internet connection to their homes for, dedicated access versus the residential lines, which includes security, our Security Edge product, and that does the DNS filtering and blocks any malicious sites on the internet. But also, you can take that all the way up to giving businesses the ability to add SD-WAN connections to a residential residence and include UTM functionality that's integrated or cloud-delivered security services along with secure remote access. So, we think the game is having options because while everyone's in this certain scenario, this is the new norm, not everyone is at the same level of maturity of their work from home. Some people have more capabilities enabled than others. So options are key.
Oh, no doubt. In fact, I think it's fascinating that here we are in this new era of work from home, work from anywhere. And I believe that even after the COVID-19 pandemic recedes, and that we see what can be characterized as a return to normalcy, that this approach will actually be pretty much across the board. It will be part of really the entire workforce across the entire planet. And so this is leading to my next question is, what is Comcast's approach to SASE? How is Comcast going to capitalize on the emerging SASE technology? And how do you see the relationship of SASE with the SD-WAN implementations that are already out there today?
Yeah, I think like security landscape is evolving, the SASE implementations are also evolving. The framework allows providers like Comcast to develop solutions that on leading edge platforms and provide customers with options. Again, options are key to secure their business via an edge device, a cloud delivered network service, or a software client. So these options, combined give you that SASE functionality. That's what this framework does for us. And I see the relationship of the two, of, SASE and SD-WAN, as an extension of the network agility that we get with SD-WAN, and take that to the cloud. Two components, they both complement each other and have security as the wrapper across a distributed architecture. I would say with workloads, shifting to the cloud, and now most of the workforce, no longer being in corporate facilities, cloud security is incredibly important. SD-WAN and SASE together bring geographically disparate endpoints together with a common security policy, whether you're in a coffee shop or you're in a branch office.
And to your point about SASE and SD-WAN having a lot of interworking capabilities that SD-WAN provides as foundation for SASE to evolve really intuitively and naturally for many IT decision makers out there. How do you see, Comcast really taking advantage of SD-WAN to really incorporate SASE with more of the customers out there?
I believe SASE is an evolution of what SD-WAN has already brought us. And, we're going to continue bringing that forward. SD-WAN brought an important application awareness and, traffic shaping and steering to wide area networking. And SASE builds upon that by extending into the cloud and, securing us end to end. SD-WAN and SASE also further evolves businesses into zero trust and multi-cloud and edge computing journeys. And how Comcast is working with customers and evolving them together is just continuing that evolution with the customers, taking their SD-WAN, adding those components that they need outside of the branch office, and and continuing to grow that into their multi-clouds with eventually ensuring that we have CASB protection and so forth. So I think just being on those journeys with those customers into these deeper security protections for their businesses.
And that's a valuable insight, Shena, that we're not just looking at, for example, network-based firewall, but we're looking at zero trust capabilities. That is ensuring that the enterprise, the business, has security inside and outside the organization based on policies that they can implement according to their needs. So this is definitely an encouraging development that SASE is able to integrate all of these valuable security capabilities. And that includes cloud security brokering. And I think that definitely is going to be a major role in terms of how businesses approach adopting SASE, is having that flexibility to integrate all these essential security components. I believe that it's important to know that Comcast was one of the first companies to achieve MEF 3.0 SD-WAN certification. And from that perspective, from Comcast's perspective, what is needed to really take advantage of this standardization certification process? And equally important, what do you anticipate are some of the challenges that can come in terms of using SASE standardization to really gain more acceptance of SASE technology?
Yeah, I believe that standardization of new technology like SD-WAN and new frameworks like SASE are beneficial to all, not just the end consumer, but also the technology providers and the service providers, all those that are involved in architecting these solutions for business consumption. Standardization also allows for more efficient integration among technology partners involved, and increasing consumer confidence that they're going to select quality products or solutions that have been vetted as secure, safe, and reliable. When there's a lack of standardization, I'd say for a framework such as SASE, it could cause a lot of confusion in the marketplace, which I think there somewhat has been already of, someone's SASE product versus another SASE. Are they including the same components? Are they not? So that confusion then also causes less adoption. So we really want to move towards standardization. And I think the challenges that we'll face or that we'll have to overcome in testing and certifying a SASE service or framework is participation, the methodology, and the ease. Participation should be voluntary and positively challenge, the process to achieve the highest quality outcomes. And standardization methodology should be driven by not only partners and industry associates, but consumers themselves of, what's important to them. And then while certification shouldn't be easy, it shouldn't be so difficult that it's painful or, unreasonable investment. So it's got to be accessible and reasonable to participate in for all those involved.
Yeah, I believe that is fundamentally true. I think we've seen in the past where we didn't have the certification, the standards backing, cause technologies to quite simply stall out. And actually, this is something that has to be avoided. So thank goodness for MEF-W117 enabling exactly those assurances that you're pointing to, the need for the industry to know that when they conduct an interoperability test, first of all, it's something that they do on their own volition. But when they do commit, that they'll have the confidence to know that their technology is going to go through a vetting process that is solid, but is also proven by an organization that is very experienced and very capable at doing this. And Shena, thank you so much for joining us today. Valuable insights, key takeaways. I believe everybody's going to be very pleased with the conversation we had in today's session. Good day all. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me, Ron.